Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video about the Harvard Extension School. I've done a few very casual videos on this in the past, and I've been getting a lot of questions. So I thought I would make a video specifically answering the questions about my experience at the Harvard Extension School. I've been going to the Harvard Extension School for a few years now. I'm just slowly working my way through it. I am a mom with two small kids, so that was very appealing to me that I could do this part-time and be able to balance still being a mom. So I started taking classes a few years ago, and I am working towards my Bachelor's of Liberal Arts with a concentration in humanities. My field of studies is in English, and my minor is creative writing. I've been taking about 2 classes a semester, and that hasn't been every semester just because depending on what's going on in life is, you know, what I can do time-wise with Harvard Extension School classes. But I have taken the required expo courses, so there's 2 English ones and then a math one. So basically, one of the ways to get into the program, and I think the most common way, you have to take those classes before you can apply to actually get into the program. So you can take classes through the Harvard Extension School, but to get into the program, you need to take those 3 classes. You have to get a B or higher in those classes. And then as far as applying to the Harvard Extension School, it's pretty standard for what you would do applying to other schools. So you're gonna have your transcripts that you need to send in, as well as just some essay requirements. And then of course those expo classes. So I've taken 6 classes total so far, and then I just barely signed up for this fall semester. It's a little bit interesting this year because of COVID. Normally those classes would be taught on campus, and you do have to have some on-campus classes, like that's a requirement. I was looking at going to take those classes on campus, but because of everything that has changed this year with COVID, I was actually able to take those classes that would have been required on campus online. So I've taken, so far everything has been online, even though when we were living in Boston and I first started the Harvard Extension School program, some of the classes I took, there was an option to go to Harvard campus and actually take the class there, but also the online option. So now that I'm in Utah, obviously I've been taking these courses online. It just so happens that now the on-campus credits that I would need to take, so normally I would need to go and spend some time in Boston. So I was planning on doing like a summer semester. There's some different options. So if you live out of state, don't freak out with the on-campus requirement, because they have J terms, they have summer semesters. I think there's even some classes that are like, anyway, just a short condensed amount of time, so they're a lot more intense. You can plan that accordingly. So if you can only go to Boston for a small amount of time, I think there's even some weekend courses. And obviously this is all online. You can find it on the Harvard Extension School website. So I just want to talk about my personal experience with it. So I'm going to be taking my on-campus requirements that normally I would have been taking in Boston online. And it's sad because we're really excited to go to Boston and actually do those on campus, those courses, but I also am happy that they've adapted it so that I can still get those requirements in light of this year and everything with COVID. So I just signed up for those 2 courses. They've just barely started. As of right now, I am currently waiting to hear back from the Harvard Extension School to see if I've gotten in, because even though I've taken 6 classes so far and have met all the requirements to actually be a part of the school, I still had to, you know, write the essays, get my transcripts in, and send that in to actually formally apply to the school. So I'm waiting to hear back from that. I will keep you guys updated on what I hear. I have found, my experience has been that, well, honestly, I've loved going to the Harvard Extension School. I've loved it. It's been so great for me. It's been very flexible with my schedule as a mom. And so I also think that if you were working full-time or working in a parent, you can add this into your life and find the balance. Because I feel like that's a lot of the questions I get asked is, can I really balance this in my life? Yes, you can. And I was really scared when I first applied for classes because my youngest daughter was little. She was still a baby. And that made me really nervous. Can I actually commit to these classes? And I'm not going to say that it's not hard. It's hard. It is. There are some classes that have been very difficult. More the writing, I feel like, and just the papers and the level of what my teachers have been expecting. But it's also really pushed me, and I've loved it. I've loved it, and I feel like it's been really good for me, especially as a stay-at-home mom, for my mental health. And the classes that I've taken that are online and in the evening, and it's really worked out well that I've been able to do this at home and work on this, you know, even though I'm not living in Boston by Harvard. The classes have been amazing. They've still been very hard. My advice would be to schedule out that time, and that might sound very simplistic, but really think about where your schedule is at right now, and you know, where are you going to put in those hours for homework, because there's going to need to be that extra time brought in for the readings and writing papers. And if you're doing a class that's like a past recording, and sometimes it's like a 2-hour long class of a past recording, yeah, you can fall behind really, really quickly. And so that's been something that I've learned, is that it's not something that you can kind of wing it and just see how it goes. You do have to be very on top of things. I just barely had my first day of the English course that I'm taking, and there was an assignment due before the first class even started. And that, I haven't even had that happen before, and that was something that if I hadn't gone through the syllabus and read that, oh my gosh, I already have an assignment due, I would have showed up to class unprepared, and that would have been very obvious. So I have found that there is no room to just kind of sit back or think like, oh, I'll just, you know, kind of blend in the background or not speak up. You do have to speak up. And so, yeah, it's not something that you can kind of just jump into and think that it's just an easy way to get into Harvard. That's not what it is. And as far as what you're putting on a resume, because I've had that question before too, you will have to still put on resumes Harvard Extension School, because it's not Harvard University. It still is under the umbrella of Harvard University, which is incredible, and you still have the resources and a lot of opportunities because it is still under the whole umbrella of Harvard, if that makes sense. But please know that it's not something where when you graduate, you put on your resume Harvard University. That's just separate. It's a separate thing. You have Harvard University, you have all the different schools. My husband went to the Harvard Kennedy School, and so on his resume, that's what it will say. And then when I graduate from Harvard Extension School, hopefully if I can get into the program and wrap everything up, I will put it on my resume, Harvard Extension School. So I just wanted to clear that up, not to be like a disappointment. I don't know, not to be pessimistic about it. I just wanted to clear that up because I have heard that before where people are like, oh, it's the easy way into Harvard and you're graduating from Harvard and that goes on your resume. No, it's the Harvard Extension School, but that's still an incredible thing, and that's still something to be very, very proud of, and definitely worth it, I feel like, to go and do the program, sign up for these classes. So it's something that you can definitely take your time with. I take 2 classes, like I said, that's about what I can handle every semester. That's what I take, and sometimes the classes are a little more intense, but there's always a lot of resources, and I've always found that teachers are like, email, ask questions, and there's teachers' aides. They're very open to helping, you know what I mean? Like they're cheerleaders there to help you. It's not like this scary experience where, you know, the teachers are mean and intimidating. I've had great teachers, and they're very, very willing to help and encouraging of getting the information that you need so you can succeed in class. It can be expensive. So for me, I got my associates through a university here in Utah. And so I have those credits, and then I'll be getting my bachelor's through the extension school. So that's my experience. I would recommend doing that. Classes can add up really quickly. You can go and see how much they are on the website, but it's pretty typical, I feel like, for a class to be around $2,000. So it does add up. The classes have been phenomenal. And what's really cool is that one of the perks, I'll call it a perk, is that when you graduate from the Harvard Extension School, you literally graduate, if you choose to, you're walking at the Harvard commencement. And when my husband graduated from the Harvard Kennedy School, they were going through the schools, and Harvard Extension School was one of those schools because you are a part of Harvard as a whole, which is really cool and something that I really, really look forward to, and I think is absolutely incredible. And the idea of going to Boston and being a part of the Harvard commencement, graduating as part of Harvard as a whole, and still taking pride that it is the Harvard Extension School. Yeah, that's been my experience. It is definitely something you still have to put a lot of work into, but I've felt like the resources have been there. So it's been a great experience. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. I'm still in the process right now of taking these courses, but I've loved it. I take a lot of pride saying I am going to the Harvard Extension School. I'm working very hard, and I'm very proud to be a part of the Harvard Extension School. So at least taking the courses right now, and I really hope to get into the program, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. Yeah, you can definitely find out all the information. I mean, I'm just making this video because I have been going and just wanted to share my experience, but you can go and find out the rest of the information on their website, and they always have really great contact information. If you want to get a hold of someone and ask any question, it's very easy to find, and they're very friendly about it. So yes, I'll keep you guys updated on how this semester goes, but wish me luck as I embark on a new semester at the Harvard Extension School, and I hope that this was helpful to anyone who is thinking about going. And like I said, I've loved it. So if you have the opportunity, definitely look into it because it's been a great experience. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you guys in another video soon. Bye!